Now it's a party.
Right now, what you're doing on. Oh, Johnny broke it.
Don't sit on it.
Okay, at 6:30, we will call the October 14th, 2019 City Commission meeting to order. Okay. First is the approval of the minutes of September 9th. Do we have a chance to review those?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Comments, additions, or corrections? No? Okay.
Aye.
Aye. No.
Aye.
Yes. Okay, for the September 26th special meeting minutes. I'll move to approve the September 26th special meeting minutes.
Second.
Discussion on that?
Aye.
Aye. No. Yes. Okay, September 30th special meeting minutes.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Discussion on those?
What? Aye. Sorry.
Cal. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, financial, everybody have a chance to do the finance? Amy gave us a report. I think it's very nice.
Yeah, so this new report that you're seeing, this compares each of your revenue and expenditures for product fund, which you've not seen before in other reports. It's just kind of nice to see your revenue are covering your expenditures. So something new. I'll work on putting it into an Excel file and cleaning it up because it's kind of hard to follow, but it's got all the information by fund.
Yeah, I really like that. I think it's a good deal.
I'll move to approve financials.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion on that?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
No?
Aye.
Yes. Brad, you in a rush? Okay, we'll move it up then. Washington School Bus Truck. Today, next time file. So.
Thanks for getting me on the agenda. With up in the Heritage Heights area out there, some of the new houses are going. We've got a couple families up in there, and with busing, we have a tough time. Well, I mean, you can drive the bus up there, but we have to back it up to get out of there. And I was going to ask the city would consider doing some kind of temporary turnaround or something up there at the end of where the construction is. I don't know who owns the property now, but at the end of Sibley Way, if that, that would be ideal, if there was a way to do that, if it was just a temporary gravel raised area that could, or it could be cleaned off a little bit when the snow blows, but enough so the bus could go in there and make a loop and come back out. Because right now when we go up, he has to back one way or the other. Wherever he goes, he's got to back up somewhere to get out of there. And it's not the end of the world when we back up buses, but it's in town. It's a little bit more problematic than when you're doing it for somebody's yard out in the country. You try not to do it in the yards either, but once in a while you just have to. But in town, when they're backing out onto a street, it's pretty easy not to see oncoming traffic. And like I said, I mean, I don't know if that was the spot that seemed to make the most sense for us. I know that we were sneaking across there below that, where that sign is, but that's muddy a lot, and we're not supposed to be doing that anyway. There's a sign across there, and I did talk to Harold about doing that, about not doing that, so he doesn't use that as long as it's blocked off.
Like right here, there are a few new houses along there. There's no kids in there. Those houses are.
The kids, well, you see those two yellow ones.
Right,
I think
yeah.
I've got the addresses right. Those two have kids.
Yeah.
I don't know about the others for sure. I can't promise you that this map is completely updated.
Yeah.
We've had some families move around and stuff too, so there may be others up there.
Because I think Sheldon, Tig, but I don't know if their kids are going to school yet.
They're close.
They're close.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're preschool yet. They're getting close.
They're close.
I just don't know what we could do without having you back up. Even if we put an approach in and go in, but you don't want to have to back out or else back into the approach, And yeah, I'm not sure. Do we own those lots up there or do we not? I'm not sure. Own all of them or?
No.
Because I think Tig owns the one next to his, like over here.
Mm-hmm.
This one and that one.
We don't all that up there, don't we?
No. A lot of that is, there's just a few lots where the dirt is,
Where the dirt is,
Yeah. And this is a park. There might be 3 lots here and maybe 2 here.
I'm more concerned about the roadway.
Right, but there's not even a road. This right here is just mud now. There's great big ruts now.
We can make a road,
Well, yeah,
but
but
if we own the land, let's make a road and get it established.
I thought we were going to try to do that with the upcoming water and sewer system because none of that has water or sewer in it.
Well, if we just need gravel down, good hard pack-based gravel, that's all that you guys really need to make that loop and come back out, right?
Well, even if it's shipped to the cul-de-sac, it's got to be pretty good size for the bus to turn. But they can make a turn. I mean, some of the yards we turn in, they aren't huge. They can get around in there.
Yeah.
Because since this is all paid anyway, you're going to have to back up. Why can't you pull in here and back that way? Because these 2 houses you got kids on already.
Well, it's not the direction. It's whether you're backing up. I mean, when you're backing up with the bus, it's tough to see. Somebody can pull out of the driveway. I mean, I don't want to drop enough kids and then backing up. He's going to have to do the backing up first.
Right, and that way you'd back right up, and they would be right there.
No, it's the backing up is the problem. It's the backing up when you're backing up on the city street. Whether there's kids there or not isn't.
So it doesn't have backup cameras on the buses or?
None on our buses, we don't know.
Yeah, the thing is, get it extensively over and then go back down and around. I mean, that would be a pretty big expense for the city to do that.
Because it's all mud right now. There's no base whatsoever on any of this.
Well, there's a base, you just gotta find it. It ain't that far down. There's the bottom, and like that swampland back there, there's the bottom to it.
Well, we're down about
They're off, you'll find her.
1.5 foot right now in ruts right now by my place. And it's just going to get deeper because Kirk was busy going through there the other day and Newell and all those guys, so I'm going to quit blading it and just let it go.
Yeah, and the thing is, it goes to probably like L and Sully is where the gravel starts
from Custer Drive all the way to Harry, or to the, pavement that you see on there is all just mud.
Yeah.
Same way with the Sully Drive all the way up and around that makes the loop. That's all mud up to Tiggs because there's pavement there. But all the way past Schwarz's is
Right, or,
is no pavement. It's just soft.
yeah, I really don't know. I mean, I think it's expensive building a road so you go around would be, that would be something that would almost need to be assessed, you know, if they were gonna do that. Unless we found some funding for it somewhere. I don't know. Do you have any ideas, Brad, or?
Well, I mean, I know what you guys are dealing with up there as far as I've driven up there a few different times, so as far as getting through there or anything like that, I guess I wasn't really suggesting that you build a road. I thought if you could get in there, get some gravel down, get a solid enough
So you turn around
base
and
with the
say,
turnaround in there, that's all we would need. I mean, we have some pretty small turnarounds in the country, so it's not the end, you know, it's not something that we haven't done before.
Mhm.
It's just a,
We just have to get if it's on our lots, we
Right.
can do it.
the,
Until they sell them, and then,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
then it would be. Does somebody, do you know somebody own lots right across from Tyke?
Which house is high?
He'd be the,
That one that they're
That
building
should
right
be on your
now.
other sheet, Larry. Should be on what lot it is.
the one that's on here being built is done now, right?
Right.
And I think the lot right next to that is already, looks to me like that's sodded, or is that Tyke's lot too?
that's his, well, he has two lots there, right?
Alright.
And then I'm gonna across the street there.
Is the path or path? The bus or something changed hands up there, according to the paper. And I don't know which ones the lots they are.
Well, the lots next to Tyga, I want to say was next 3 lots. I think there's 3 there, right? I want to say that those are city lots because I had somebody coming in and asking about the purchase of them, and they were asking about the road and the sewer
Okay.
at that location.
Guess we'd have to do a little more research since there's most of it up there. Does the school have any money to invest in a little bit of gravel, is that a cost share thing if we did something, or?
Well, we could probably provide some gravel if it came to that. I don't think we want to be stuck with any maintenance costs or something
No,
like
no,
that.
no, no, I understand
I mean,
that, right.
We may even have some gravel by the bus barn. I'm not sure what's all up there right now. I know there's some black dirt, but there might be some gravel too.
Maybe help out a little bit of gravel, possibly. I guess we'd have to look at it, look at it a little bit closer. And we'll see, we'll come up with a plan and then we'll get back to you guys.
I don't think it's the school's obligation.
Did that rule just happen this year now, since they're making everybody go into their driveways?
Oh, I don't think it's a rule. I don't think that's the right way to look at it. As far as, I mean,
Well, that just
the
started.
backing up thing,
Yeah, just started this year, as far as I know.
not backing up.
Not backing up and
Oh,
having a place to turn around. That's what I've heard from other people
Oh, I
in
don't
the
know.
school.
I don't know about that. I know that our bus drivers have been told for as long as I've been a superintendent that you should avoid backing up at all costs. We go out in the country and we know that there are times where you're getting into the yard, you got to back up. In town, you have cars that come out onto the street and you back up and have bigger issues with that.
So we've been doing it this way for how many years?
I don't know. Doesn't mean it's the right way. I mean, I'm just saying that it's.
Right.
It hasn't been that long because the stuff up there ain't that old.
6, 8 years at least, or more.
Well, we'll see what we come up with.
Okay.
Go from there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, conditional use kit, conditional use for King. there's a public hearing, with planning and zoning, and the planning and zoning recommended the 3-2 not to approve the conditional use permit. As a result, we have the city commission decide on what to do with that. Okay, we had a public hearing, let's see a lot of people here. You know, this will give people a chance to speak, but we're not going to get into a whole public hearing like we had, you know, after planning and zoning. I guess two main complaints or two people are being the kings. I guess, you know, we can probably give you guys a couple minutes to speak and go from there. We usually like to start and see where I brought this up.
Thanks for the time and consideration. My name is Drew Bailey. We had brought the concern to planning and zoning initially, and we have packets for the group. I don't know if you had a chance to look at the video from planning and zoning, so it's completely up to you if you want to look through these, but won't spend a lot of time on the packets.
I've already seen it.
I like a copy of the video. What's that? I like a copy of the video.
This was on the website.
Yeah, that's it, yep. It's on the website.
We're only going to take a few minutes here, like that's not a public hearing, so.
Yeah.
You know.
So if you thumb through the packet, essentially you're going to find the state documents that it's a licensed Class A business and corporation. But if you look at pages 12 through 18, those are the pictures from our vantage point, either from our property or in the street. And so we cite a few of the conditions, concern safety, that's our number one concern. Noise is also a concern. Property value, of course, commercial and commercial business. And yeah, I've got two. I don't have. No. I don't know. So we'd like to talk about the noise, the property value, infrastructure. You know, on infrastructure, our concern would lay with the eventuality of expedited maintenance on the overburdened streets, and the financial implications and special assessment taxes charged to the community. The vehicles going in and out aren't service vehicles at this point, these are contractor lots. Our concern is that precedent that may be set that would affect the town across the board. That if it's not disclosed that you're, you know, going to operate your business in residential, that eventually it's granted. But in summary, we just want to mitigate the risk. We live in a residential zoned area. We're looking for the separation of uses, and commercial does not belong in residential. And so that was the summary of what we had presented to the planning and zoning. Have any questions? Yeah.
So, that property and stuff is probably the best property given the location out there. It's new, it's clean, does good business. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm a new property owner here, there's nothing wrong with that property.
Okay,
Just
that's not really the issue. You know, I don't think it's,
well, you're talking about commercial and stuff.
yeah. What the concern is there's a commercial business in a residential area is what it's considered.
You know, maybe we need to rezone it or something.
Yeah.
If that's the issue. Because to me, as a new property owner here, that is one of the best residences here. So,
Yeah. Well, the issue here is, the issue here is they're asking for a conditional use to using it for that.
Oh, so letting them stay
Right,
there,
correct.
but just charging them extra fees to stay there, or making them move out of the area?
Well, it would would be a conditional use to continue using the property as it is right now. That's what this issue is about. Anything else, anyone?
Yeah, I'm wondering why, he's been there 5 years now, it's an issue. I'm a neighbor and I'm right next to him. And we have been thinking about buying a building on Main Street, affecting the business. This is the problem with the Kings, I am renting, period. I'm not gonna start a business now. Because if we have problems like this, they're chasing business out of town, how do you know what's gonna be next? I don't see no problem with it because I lived there for 10, 11 years. He's been there for 5 years. He's been nothing but a good neighbor. He comes up and cleans everybody's place. Even hold back here to one of the people that are complaining. I don't see the muddy tracks I've made. My bad bobcat. My bobcat and my tractor sits up in my residential area. My name.
And the concern about property values, is it too high or what? How is that degrading property values?
Yeah, he's got the best house on the place right there. I spent one time.
Okay, if you have a question, that's fine, and let him answer it, but we don't need to be answering back and forth.
Question, you mentioned 5 years and why the problem.
All of a sudden.
So, I would say this, all of a sudden really doesn't exist. The root of the problem was that it wasn't disclosed 5 years ago that there was going to be a business there.
Why was the issue the building permit in the first place?
It wasn't disclosed on that building permit that there would be a business there.
Well, I don't know that. But I know
Well, that's a fact. Planning and zoning has looked at the document.
Wouldn't it be up to the city to find out what it's going to do?
You know,
I don't know.
we can speculate on what happened back then. We don't know what they were told that because the people that were there, the issue that's been out here.
Yeah.
So we can speculate back and forth both ways. We don't really know. Just because it's not written down doesn't mean, something wasn't said or was said or wasn't said. I don't know.
And just to counter that with a question, so we've been in our residential zone area on the right side of the city ordinance for 7 years collectively as a family. And so we asked that question, you asked that question about displacing a family after 5, or a business after 5 years, but what about displacing a family that's been doing the right thing for 7 years?
Honestly, here it's all construction on his own property.
Okay.
When I'm looking at pictures and stuff here, that's his own stuff. I mean, I'm building right now.
We're just trying to figure out, we're really serious, so we're like, we've actually had, Blue do work for us on our property, and it's good to have business in town. If y'all have an issue with
Yeah, that has never been,
business in town,
that has never been stated that it's against any business in town,
yeah,
it's
so
just
you
a
just want
location.
them to
Somebody
approve.
in Minnesota to come do it?
Okay, that's enough. We're not,
Okay.
all the speculation, you can't, we're not going to go there.
You don't have to be short with me.
I'm not sure I understand. Okay.
And
Any other questions or?
So are you gonna go after every other business in this town that works out of their house, that is doing business out of their house?
Thank you.
No, because I have a trucking company and I work out of my house, so now you're gonna come after me? That's what you're doing here, you're singling out one business because he works out of his house, which, how many businesses do? A farmer, you work out of your house, your bills and everything gets sent out of your house. That's a business, you're gonna start whining because of him when he brings in a tractor to clean a, this is what you're doing, Reese. You're complaining about a business just because he runs it out of his house. That's immaterial, and he stores stuff in his yard. That's what that's what it is.
It's a single focus adjacent to our property. We haven't mentioned any other businesses in town. So, but if you're going to open up that can of worms, no, there's no picking on that. They're right next door. We're not going across town and
Your house, how do you see them? There's houses in front of you. You can't even see this stuff unless you go down to the end and look down that alleyway where your pictures are showing.
If you look at the number 16, page number That's fine, that is okay, there's,
If you
for
got
someone else,
then I'll go around town and get them all.
if you have a problem with another, if you have a problem with a specific one, you can surely raise a concern. You can raise a concern. We have a concern with a single property adjacent to ours, with a business running out of that in a residential area. That's it.
He's got the best property around him.
It's a very nice house. The issue is the commercial property and contractor yard in a residential area.
Okay, I got a question here. I got a question.
Hang on,
I got
hang
a
on.
question here.
Hang on, everybody, listen up.
I would like to know if you'd feel the same way if Reese brings in a chemical company and puts it right next to your property. No, no, he can sell it out of his house just like everybody else. None of you guys want to talk about this. Oh, it's a chemical, it's a different issue. No, he's asking what the zoning is, and the zoning says no, you cannot run a commercial property in city that's not zoned for it. If you guys do it that way, he has every right to bring a chemical deal into his deal because he's running it out of his own place.
But nobody has chemicals and stuff in there, he does not have right. That's different, there's apples only.
But it's different. Okay, so he's not bringing in something else industrial then.
He's on his phone.
He can bring in and repair tractors then. Oh, believe me, I can. Right? And he can bring all this stuff in. He can bring a scrap yard in there.
I think he's more afraid of his children, and I can understand that.
Right, so
And he really can, but he doesn't speak. And most of the time, he goes up through Amy since he's made a complaint. Up by Amy. Has Amy said anything? Has anybody else made a comment about the noise?
but the first thing that somebody came in last time, when they brought it up, oh, a commissioner has a car in his backyard. You know what I did? I took my car and started up, took it out to my business place. Now, is everybody else going to do that too? I don't think so.
Nobody else has a business outside of town.
Then why should I have a business outside of town?
I don't know why you do.
Okay, I'm.
Okay, no, we're getting off topic.
Why would I not keep, keep my stuff right there?
Well, if you let this go on, you can.
Okay, anybody have a question for Reese?
I don't have a question, I have a comment. Is that
All
all
right,
right?
real quickly, yeah.
I know you want to separate commercial and residential as much as you possibly can. But there have been things that have slipped through, and I feel like you have to deal with them as it goes. When, I don't know if anybody knows, Carla and my husband run Smithy's Builder. It's zoned commercial. It's right next to lots of residential. We just try to keep our neighbors happy and keep it as clean as we can. I feel like there's a lot of those little things out there. I think you have to deal with them one at a time. And going forward, that's great if you can separate them. But going back years, I think is not a great idea.
Thank you. Jesse, you have a
I'd
question?
just like to say, if he wanted to put chemicals in the neighborhood, he would have to get a permit first, right?
You'd have to disclose it first, Lindsay. So if you don't disclose it,
But
Why
then
can't
you
you?
would have a meeting to approve it,
that's what we're doing now.
you know, so.
Okay. Ray, real quick, before King speak.
You know, unfortunately, the burden falls upon you people. But we've set precedent in this community. Somebody built a house too close to the street. Oh, well, okay. You know about that, Larry.
And I recommended against it, yeah.
And in my area, a guy bought a lot, and he couldn't put the house in that way, so he turned the house, and I get to look at 2 garage doors and not a house. So, whatever you do, you have to approve, and you have to have someone on this commission that hey, you can't build a 40-foot tall garage. That's it. And so we've set precedent that, well, okay, you built the house too close to the road. I think there's one over here that's the same way, and so on. So I really think that it's nobody's fault, but it's the commission. So let the gentleman build what he built, and has worked on it for several years, and now, oops, it's in the residential district. Whose fault is that? You let them do it, so don't blame him. And unfortunately, it was never put in front of the public to decide on this, so now you've got a can of worms. So, I mean, whatever you do, if you agree to this, which I think you should, but then you say this is it, there's no more, and they gotta come with a black and white piece of paper that's what they're gonna do, what they're gonna use the property for. You know what I mean?
If the grandfather's in, whatever, it's,
Lou, Jeff?
Thank you very much.
All right, I'm not gonna rehash everything of all the evolving complaints that have been thrown at us. You know, we've been up here, this is our fourth time now. I do, however, want to address and clarify a few things from the Planning and Zoning public hearing and meeting held October 7th of 2019. The first one is a definition of commercial business. A commercial business is any business that makes a profit. The Planning and Zoning Commission had a hard time finding a real issue amongst all the evolving complaints. So for some of the commission, it came down to having a commercial business in a residential area. Home occupation in the ordinance covers a home business, which in turn is a commission or a commercial business, as they're one and the same. You know, basically the only non-commercial business is the nonprofit. So any home occupation that's turning a dollar is a definition of commercial business. Next would be the public hearing. At what point do the committees, you know, either collectively or individually put in weight in the community's input? We were heavily supported both via letters and attendance at the public hearing. So I'm not sure if that's something the Planning and Zoning, you know, takes account of, or is that something you guys take account of? And finally, we went through the proper steps to obtain our building permits for both the house and the shop. At no time since we broke ground has anyone questioned our property or business until now. And in fact, from 2014 till the summer of 2018, the city auditor lived across the street from us, and she was a city official and one of the code enforcement, you know, people allotted for the city of Washburn to enforce the ordinance. And another thing to address as far as our business, when we moved our business here from Florida in 2012, I went to the city, asked what I needed to obtain, whether we needed a specific license for the city, and I also did that at the county. Neither require it. They require to be filed with the state of North Dakota, which we are. I feel like the Beams have an underlying issue with us. What it is, we're not sure, but ultimately it seems like they would like to control things around them, and for some reason we are their current target. Here's a quote from the Planning and Zoning public hearing and meeting last Monday, October 7th, 2019. We have a choice to control the controllable, is a quote directly from Ray Spam himself. I have expressed concerns with the amount of research, stalking, and slandering they have done between them and the newspaper articles, painting us as people and business owners who break laws and then ask for forgiveness later, which I can assure you is not the case here, and I hope everybody can see that. We will not know the extent of the damage this has done to our livelihood. We applied for this conditional use permit based on our first city commission meeting as the next and best step moving forward to address a concern and continue using our property as we have been. That's it.
Questions?
Any questions?
comments from anyone?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, let's say that they go forward with this and your business grows, which is kudos to you, but if it keeps growing and growing, the amount of traffic with your heavy machinery coming in and out, how would that work?
For us to actually grow, we would have to hire people, and that's something we've never done, nor will we ever. When we're coming and going, after you're coming of us continuously running, I was trying to think of, is there ever an instance where we round robin something in another property? The only time that would have been is I think it was 2017, when we hauled in all debris. It wasn't us personally, but the unsuitable materials and stuff for the road work.
Projects.
So that would have been a heavy load of coming and going of dump trucks. Wasn't us, but we provided a spot for the city and the people doing the work. It filled in, and that's what we've used to beautify the coulee. Another time would be if we were hauling in material for our own project. We don't bring material onto the site for any jobs, nor do we export material from the site for any jobs. So anything where the dump truck is coming in loaded, whether it's asphalt millings, crushed concrete, we bring in crushed concrete for the alley, which we use, coming in forward. And then we bring in crushed crushed asphalt to place around our property. So any hauling, coming and going is us improving our own property. If the loader's running, the excavator's running, the skid steer's running, we're not making money, we're spending it on our property. So basically, it's our wheelbarrow and our shovel. As far as coming and going, we kind of head out in spring if we are, jumping from job to job. If we're going for Bismarck to Garrison, maybe we'll bring something home for the night. It mainly sits here over winter. So I don't really know how to address your continuous coming another who's running in and out of the property. We're not making money.
You get up every morning to go to jobs like everybody else might pick up truck and come home to evening, with the exception of bringing something home to go somewhere else the next day, or fixing our life. So it's simple. I'm not trying to hide anything, man. So we'd like to find a happy medium to keep all parties satisfied.
Any questions? Comments?
You're his only employee.
Only employer, looking at them. Outside of the windows. Now, Jessica, she does bookwork,
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody didn't know, ANC stands for Awesome Employee. You have 2 children. So how more family oriented you can get.
A lot of people do.
Originally.
Yeah, a lot
Used
of
to be JAB.
Yeah.
It's Awesome and Blue, but having more kids, let's change it again.
That's not happening.
No.
We're not growing in that way.
No.
We're not growing in that way.
Any other comments from you?
But, kind of to address the Class A, Class B, Class C commercial license, as far as this getting bigger, Reese had compared to Northern,
Northern Improvement and Prairie Rose.
and then, we're just nowhere near that size.
Don't want to be. We don't need a headache. We were big at one point in Florida. I know what it's like to have employees. You can't count on them. Unless you find some good ones, which are few and far between, then great and wonderful. Have no interest. We're happy with the way we are and the way we're
And
doing
the
that.
classification of that is just a dollar amount.
Yeah.
So we can work on any dollar amount of project.
And the only thing really commercial I have would be a dump truck. It's like you have a semi. Nothing else is commercial. None of the equipment's commercial. It's our personal property, all of it. So just like anybody owns a snow blower, ice house, boat, whatever.
Any else?
Thank you all very much.
So we have a choice here. We can, we can make a decision now, and we can make the full connection at a meeting. If you guys on the table, we get everybody's thoughts on there. See kind of what you guys want to do. And find a way. I guess what I see is I see the, the kids have been in business for a number of years. It's not a permanent material yard, trucks and machinery aren't going in and out on a regular basis, you know. And that being said, I really don't think it creates a lot of excess noise or traffic, and they have bumpers and everything. You know, they're very careful and cautious, you know, when they're moving in and out. You know, they basically bought an unusable property, cleaned it up, you know, probably very well cared for and maintained. You know, they tried to get all the permits that they needed when they were doing their improvements. You know, they shouldn't be hindered if they weren't told the proper things that they needed. You know, some years later, you know, somebody decides they don't like it and they complain. You know, your complaint is not, you know, years down the road. You know, especially after substantial costs and effort have been, you know, expended on this project. You know, at public hearing, majority of attendees were in support of the Kings. I think, you know, ordinances are sometimes more of a guideline rather than set in stone. You know, that's why you have various and conditional use permits, you know, to deal with situations like that. You know, there's a lot of people that are not that are in violation of city ordinances. You know, they say everybody wants to have a sidewalk. You know, we're going to go around, everybody has a sidewalk because somebody says, hey, you know, that's all the ordinance to the letter. You know, you don't have a sidewalk. You know, also, you know, you have points of safety, street damage, and noise. You know, if you go back to that, you know, meeting with the MPW, you know, it was brought up that, you know, there would be 600 plus trucks coming in and out of town. You know, one way empty, another way loaded. You know, they were brought up about damage to the street. They were brought up about children, you know, playing in the street. You know, they use that route for going to the ball field. You know, and also, as far as the noise, you know, they said they were going to go from like between 6 in the morning to 8 at night. You know, you were in full support of them coming into town. Yes, go ahead.
Was that on a truck road? So,
It was on May coming into town.
truck road?
Correct. But it was concerns that were brought up at the time by citizens. You know, the city's goal, I think, should be to keep and support businesses, not force them out of the community. You know, really the property has very minimal impact on the surrounding property, and I think it should be allowed to continue. My recommendation, you know, the conditional use would be for the Kings only, not transferable to landfill. With this, I would recommend limited temporary storage materials on the property, allow maintenance and limited storage of machinery on the property. If the business should grow, if expanded machinery and storage of material becoming a necessity, a different location would need to be considered. That would be my recommendation. The city would be considered. That would be my recommendation. Yes.
Would be in that scenario, because the property is addressed on Fifth Avenue, would all ingress, egress take place on Fifth Avenue?
Would it all go in on Fifth Avenue? I don't believe so.
I was gonna say that property on Fifth Avenue back up to the alley, in the corner of that lot.
I would think that would be a lot harder to get in and out of there.
I think the pass the least resistance.
Yeah.
Simple business.
I would assume they would take the shortest route out of town.
Down Fourth Avenue.
I would assume down through the alley and out on Fourth Avenue.
Property.
If Lou needs more land, he does grow. I have commercial property, I've offered it to him, the park is so he'll never have more than what he's doing. If he has to have more, it'll come up on my commercial property.
Yeah. Okay. Comments from the commission? motion, to allow the conditional use permit, non-transferable, limited temporary storage of materials on the property, allow maintenance and limited storage of machinery on the property, the business should go, at a different location would need to be considered. That would be my motion. Okay, we have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Discussion. Discussion. Kip?
Aye.
Mike?
No.
No?
Hi.
I say yes. Okay, conditional use granted. Thank you, everyone. Okay, park board asked to be, put on hold for next meeting.
Thanks, Barry.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Mike.
So we have Washburn River Phase, they're asking a waiver of fees for the Moya building. And this is 13th and 14th of December. Says 2 days, but we have 3 days written down.
And they want half a day on Friday and half a day on Sunday, and all day.
Okay. Oh, I see, okay, on the other side. Okay. And this is, another for both days, okay? Okay. I make a motion.
Make a motion to waive the fees for the waiver both days.
Discussion on that? Of course, you still have deposit. Kip?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
No. Yes. This is Washburn. That is January 25th. That's also to waive the fees, correct? Yep.
Correct,
Okay.
yep.
Yep. To waive the fees for the city of Washburn.
Second.
Discussion. Kip?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Oh, yes. Candy Caravan. Now that, they just want to close the street off, I guess.
Yeah, it's like the Clothing Avenue, 7th Street to 9th Street from 3:30 to 5, October 31st.
Same thing as the last few years.
And who would be closing the street? Is that gonna be Brian?
I believe we would set up, we'd have barricades available, that was last time.
Yes, if I really said no.
We'll just make sure they're there, right? You just need to get a hold of guys and tell them. Only if we approve it then.
And does the city want to be candy stuff?
Well, we'll do this first. And then we'll sign that. A motion to close the street.
Yep.
Second.
Okay, Kip?
Aye.
Aye. Aye, yes. Okay, now, question, do you want to be candy stop? What did we do last year, didn't we?
We
Yeah.
have the last few years.
We were in the stop, didn't we take our candy away?
Took their candy over to the Memorial Hall.
Okay,
Oh, okay, that was, well, I think the first year was Scott's Hardware, I think, but then I think, yeah, last year it was.
okay. You want to set $1 on that?
We had like 75 or 100 last year.
We had plenty, we had leftover candy, so we could do it.
Brian likes them.
I can look to see what we spent last year.
I mean, we do the same amount as last year for the, candy.
Second.
Good.
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Oh, yeah. Archery. Kellen? Hello.
So Cala, we had approached Cala about using that Boy Scout room as an archery room because they've been storing their items down there in that room and then carrying them up to use the gym floor.
Mhm.
And we had cleaned out that Boy Scout room. So we've approached her, or that group, if they'd be interested in using that room for their archery. Commissioner Colin Severson has also been approached by other people wanting to use it as archery. So I'm not sure how you want to administer, how you want to do that with that room. So I don't know that I had asked you, Kevin, if other people would come into that room, or if you wanted just that room just for your guys' use only. So that's probably one of the questions that we should ask.
I'd say our concern would be something happening to our equipment. I know we've stored it other places. We stored it at 4-H camp one year because we couldn't store it our normal spot. And our stuff got used and some of it got broken and damaged, and then we had to get it fixed. I don't know that the storage room down there has a way to lock things up, so it would be my concern is if someone used it and was using our equipment and something happened to it.
You're talking about that room where you actually, the old
Yeah.
vault or whatever.
The old vault.
We could always put a lock out there if we needed to.
Okay.
So basically now you store it there and you take everything upstairs.
Yes.
And you wouldn't have to use the upstairs anymore, or?
No, we just, we went and looked at it, and the room is wide enough and it's long enough that we can set our targets up and set everything up, and we would just shoot down there, and we wouldn't have to haul things up and down.
How many days a week? do you take?
Typically, we do twice a month.
Twice a month.
So, yeah, typically it's twice a month. We kind of like the possibility of having that room, because then if a contest happened to be a week we didn't normally have practice, then we could just go down and have practice, and we wouldn't be interfering with something else going on upstairs.
Right, understand. I know, well, Newby's part of the group too, right?
Yes.
Because I had talked to Colin and asked him kind of about this today, and he said he talked to Newby, and I don't know what the conversation was. I don't know, are you familiar with the conversation at all, or?
I'm not, no.
Because I know, yeah, like Randy said, you know, he's got different people that would almost like there's people who practice their archery down there. I mean, if you're only using it a couple times a month, it would be nice if it could be, you know, multi-use. You know, and as far as storing your stuff down there, I mean, you've been doing it for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can definitely figure out a way to put a lock on the door, I think.
Okay.
So, you know,
Does that section have a door on it? That vault section?
Yes,
It
it
does,
does.
okay.
yeah,
We never shut it, but it is there.
you know, but have lock, nothing else. You know, I would like to see it used, you know, more than just 2 times a month. You know.
I don't know how much equipment there is, but I mean, is it possible, like a little storage shed down there, you know, like we do have behind our house to put the stuff in? I don't know if it would fit in something like that, and so you could lock it and keep it, you know, more secure. Is that a possibility?
We could, it fits in that little storage room, pretty good, so if we could put a lock on that door.
Oh, okay. Just on that one.
Yeah, just on that one door, it would be fine.
Well, would it work if these people want to shoot, if they become, I don't want to say members, but helpful to you guys with that? Would you guys be willing to do that?
Yeah, if they're willing to come and help with the kids and help with the clubs, and we hope to leave the curtain up that stops the arrows, and potentially use the targets as well, just depending on how much. We may ask to pay a small fee every once in a while, just so we can find centers for the targets, because we'll have to replace them as they get used more.
Right, and when things get broken, you know, they would be there too, to help step up, hopefully, if they're interested in actually doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody rides for free.
What, is this more a winter thing or a year-round thing, or?
Typically, we're a little late this year. Usually we have our first meeting in September, kind of our introductory meeting, and then we start shooting October, and typically we would shoot in Memorial Hall for sure October to April. Usually we practice till the first part of June, but if the weather's nice, we like to shoot outside in May and June when the weather's good. state contest is in Washburn, Riverboat Day weekend, usually Riverboat Day weekend, out at the 4-H camp.
Do you charge for this, like for the people shooting?
In the past, we charged $20 for the year, for the kid just to cover the cost of, basically renting the hall, is typically what we charged. We didn't charge last year because the state was charging $20, so, we're pretty good on equipment. GRE's been really good about, giving us grants to pay for new equipment as needed, so, if we charge a fee, it may be like $5 or something just to pay for some of the supplies and things.
Okay.
Would there be a charge for renting this room? Or is it kind of like a...
That was kind of the question. The city didn't have a cost of rental, or what was going to charge because it hadn't been charged.
What do you pay right now?
I think we're
That was the time, I think.
$10 a time,
we're
is that
renting
kind of
it.
agreement there?
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I don't see an issue with it, but I would like to, when you're not using it, that it could be open for other shooters. That's what I would like to see. So, because other shooters, we could, get a little rent out of them too, possibly.
Yeah, but we won't, how do we control that? How many keys, getting people in and out of there? That's the problem with these other
Well, that's
shooters.
what we have to figure out.
Right.
No, there is a door in the back. It could be rekeyed.
And that's the only door we've ever been able to use.
Use the back door.
That back door.
Yeah.
We never, I don't know if there is a key for the front door.
We haven't found one.
Yeah, there's one somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Yeah.
So you usually come in through the back and open it, and then you have your stuff upstairs.
Yeah, so people would have to sign up, just like any
Yeah.
other hall rental, and then they can go
Right.
down and use
That's,
it. And,
if it's all right with them.
well, if they only use it 2 days a month.
Yeah, but I mean, for their equipment.
Well, they wouldn't use their equipment.
Okay, well, that's, I'm just making
You guys
sure that,
use your own equipment. They have to use their own equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd have to bring their own targets down.
Yeah,
if they-
yeah, exactly.
so that we put that in there that they have to.
Oh, exactly, yes, yes.
So you want to charge them like a rent for storage in that one area, separate from rental of the usage of that other long window room?
What do you think, Mike? It's really not a money.
It's not a money-making deal. We have time down on some of the stuff that we waive all the time to get a little money in to keep them in. But for right now, I don't think we haven't been charging for storage now. Maybe we'll get more use out of it, I think say $10 a time that you use it like you have been, if you're all right with that, is what I would recommend. And I would like to see, I talked to Randy about this, if we put some sort of key system in the back, differently, because that one key fits everything right now.
We have to rekey it. We have to rekey it.
Rekey or whatever we need to do.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and then just handle it like any other, anybody else should just handle it like a regular rental. They would set a price and we'd be fine with that. I mean, other people, as long as they use your stuff, you'd be fine.
Yeah,
And you can
as long as
keep
we
your
don't
spot.
use their stuff, then we kind of know when they're going to be down there. Just
Well, we would have to
They
keep
would
track
have to
of
come
it.
in and sign up,
Yeah,
So-
if you guys do the calendar first, they would always have first.
Yep.
okay.
Right.
And then if you notice something, we need to know immediately. Time, just make sure somebody can do something,
Okay.
Those holes that are locked, their equipment will be in
Right.
different areas.
but you know how that is, But if we know, then we know who has the keys to get into it. If that works. So I make a motion to approve the usage of that room with a $10 per time usage fee, with the option of somebody else using that room when we rekey it. Does that?
Yeah, we're,
Second.
for discussion.
I think in that situation, you'd be better off to try to get somebody from town to start their own group. And so you don't leave your guys' stuff along, but
Yeah.
another archery group from town start up and take that, and then, that's really the only way that's gonna work out.
And I think Colin is interested in doing that,
Oh,
you know, because he's talked to him, and he shoots archery, so
oh,
we could definitely, yeah, I think we need to get some ground rules to set up or something fixed out.
I mean, it's a totally different,
Yes,
you know, group that has to be started and formed, and then take that and go down there. Then they could, between the group, they could be every night that you're not there, you know, the tonight's.
right.
They could have it could be open from, okay, well, somebody's gonna be here 3 nights a week from 7 to 9 or something, you know?
Responsible party.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that, and
I like that.
instead of just giving keys out, okay, they're signing up, no, we need
Okay.
somebody designated a group to that. And if they wanna do this, then they open it from 7 to 9 at night,
Okay.
and that's when you go down and you do your archery.
I like that.
Otherwise, it's gonna be hell, I think.
Well, I think it's a good place to start. That's what,
Right.
you know, so, yeah, I like that.
So I amend my motion to another group that's starting to go in that room for archery then, right?
Well, either that or amend it to, we're gonna have to figure out well, whatever.
Yeah, you know, if you want to have another group come in.
You amended.
Oh, second the amendment.
Why don't you follow that, right?
We followed it. Okay.
I,
Right. Well, yeah. Right. Yeah.
So then we'll amend this rental agreement to add that room to that.
Right. And we'll have to, before anybody else, we'll have to make sure we get a lot on that.
Okay, thank you.
Just keep in touch with the guys. Right, Bert? Yep. Northwest Column property.
So we had another citizen come in and complain about this property, and I gave you copies of all the correspondence that we've had regarding the property from 2018.
Okay, I don't know if anybody drove up there, but I drove up there. I mean, that place is a difference between night and day. It is cleaned up, I mean, they got a lot of stuff piled in the back. They've got a dumpster sitting back there. I think they're still going through some of that stuff. The only, I think the concern of the citizen is, you know, this picture here where they kind of put all their vehicles out there. But, you know, you have a letter from Mr. Cohen, and, you know, I don't know how many of you read that letter from 9/9. The vehicles have been placed on social media, advertised for sale, and are automatically removable. Materials are being sorted and collection, for collection and disposal. There'll be something made, you know, to sort everything and get it all done before I went to the file. But they're doing one heck of a job, you know. Right? You know, unless they had, I think we need to give them a little more time.
And what we went through earlier that says that, you know, they've been here 90 years or whatever, one of those didn't matter to what they brought in to these variances, so
Yeah.
I think we need to give them more time.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely needs to get it out of there, but,
Well, it's one of those,
yeah.
if you can have industrial stuff in town, I don't know if we have a whole good thing to stand on.
Industrial. Okay.
Well, or commercial.
The thing is, they're cleaning it up, working on it, you know, that's what I think. So, I don't know if we want, if we need any more addressing than that, or,
Are you going to give them the 5 on another deadline?
I don't know. I guess wait and see what spring brings, I don't know, what does everybody else think? Address it again in the spring, because they, you know, they still be cleaning it up.
I make a motion that we give them, we'll readdress this in July.
Look at that.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Lumber report of appointment.
So Liz,
She just
Liz Brown, okay, so she had told me that Mark Weiss is, going to renew his term, and it's a 3-year term.
Okay.
make a motion to accept that.
Second.
Any other discussion? Kip?
Right.
Mike?
Aye.
Well, yes. Okay, Special Assessment Committee appointment, Ray Hager.
So, Ray Hager came in and said he would be interested in sitting on that special assessment, committee. I had no other letters of interest, no other inquiries.
Been advertising for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, move to appoint Ray Hager, Special Assessment Committee.
Second.
Discussion. Kip?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Well, yes. Special Assessment Assistant Application.
So I've given you the spreadsheet of, the different parcels of the, from the different applicants that have applied for assistance. And way up to the right-hand column is the amount that would be, they've met requirements, and that would be the amount that would be, able to be assessed or paid for their assessment.
You can go through them all and they'll qualify what you have listed here.
Correct. So you can see that some of them have, no water or sewer, so they would be not applicable.
Okay. Yeah, that's just for water and sewer, right?
Correct. The one other one had no special.
Okay. They had no special when they applied?
Correct.
Okay. So I'll move that we, accept the special assessment application for what's the amount?
$2,283.73.
That amount.
I'll second.
Discussion. Okay,
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Well, yes. Memorandum of understanding with Big Game and Fish, the fishing pier.
We got that email from Bob Freilich. Does not look like you had an agreement with them or, written agreement.
Oh, really? Okay.
So this is, what they're wanting to, just a memorandum of understanding because there's no document or contract between them.
Okay. Because they did supply that, so, yeah.
They have cost sharing for that too, right? Have we been doing that? I thought they had a cost share in there for repair.
I don't know. Well, because we need to remove it,
Mm-hmm.
and put it back in. It says work with the city and cooperate on repairs that are not a result of mishandling the neighborhood. So if we mishandle it, then it looks like we gotta pay.
Mm-hmm. But if it's just normal work to be done on it,
It looks to me.
Yeah, and the question is, yeah, since they've identified, the city to coordinate the work, that doesn't say who's going to pay for
pretty heavy duty, something that you have to do.
I talked about the shoreline, I believe.
Oh, the other one,
The way it reads, they'll come out and take care of that.
but I can't, maybe,
The way I see it, they'll come out and take care of that, which says it needs to be modified and slope.
okay.
They'll be contacting us to coordinate this work. That tells them that they're gonna come out and take care of it, right?
Well, that's something like, good motion?
I'll second that.
Further discussion? No, yep.
Right.
Mike?
Aye.
Well,
Aye.
yes. Starian Bond Services, any agent and register of agreement.
This is an item that you had tabled before.
Oh, yeah.
So, after the, so the cities, at the conference, they had, sorry, on there, they said this document was part of their audit, that they don't have written agreements with these entities, and so this is one of the recommendations from their audit was to get this document from the different parties, so that's what it is.
So basically, it's just a written agreement that we never had before.
Correct. No change in fees, no change in anything, it's just a written document of what you've been assuming in the past.
Make a motion, we approve that.
One second.
Any further discussion on that?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
No. Special assessments to the McLean County.
So we have to certify to the county, any special assessment. And, just, you know, we've been working on, has to do, utility bills, different things like that. So the list that you've been given, is a listing of things that we'd like to certify to the county. The one thing we do not know at this time is the replacement of that curb stop. That solar property, and we've been aware of that in the different meetings. We've had discussions on that. Chris Tresbeck is going to do the work. He just does not have time at the time, but he's thinking he'll have it done before. The certification is required to be sent to the county. So at that time, I would have a final number for that and be able to assess that back to the property as well.
We did talk with Chris today, and he said he would try to get it, you know, as soon as he could.
So the different mowings or different communications that we've had with these property owners about the mowing and the ordinances and not followed through, so we hired somebody to go and mow that property. Now we're passing that billing onto that property. The utility billing, like I said before, the utility bills that are passed due, and then the curb stop.
So that we, what's the proper term?
Motion to certify.
Okay, certify the special assessments to the county for these projects. Good.
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Bob? My location?
There's a couple different things we need to talk about underneath that topic. One of them is after the pancake breakfast walked over there, and there was a bunch of wet towels sitting on the counter along with aprons. That was Monday morning when I was building up. And left them there thinking that somebody would come, maybe come through, pick them up and clean them, which they did. So I went and picked them up on Tuesday morning, and we're still there, and washed them. So that's something that we've not thought went back and looked at, Jackie had some, examples of other cities, and like the city of Wilton does not provide linens. You have to provide your own if you rent their kitchen space, so that might be an option. I mean, I don't know what we want to do, it's just something that we need to address, because somebody needs to be responsible for
Right.
that item in that space when it's used.
Okay.
The Legion has purchased towels and marked them Memorial Hall, so there are towels in that space.
I know many years ago that Jennifer used to take that kind of stuff home, you know, like when everything was in the basement, you know, when nobody was here. And, you know, she would just take them home, many, many years ago. How they've been doing it downstairs for the last 10, 15 years, I have no idea.
When I walked through there today, there's washcloths and stuff hanging over things to dry, but it does not look like they're laundered, which is
Yeah, yeah.
we have a washing machine here at the firehouse. I threw all that stuff in the washing machine here, and then I took it home and dried it, because there's no dryer.
Oh.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
somebody needs to be police are in charge of that, so that we get it addressed.
You almost need to have people take it home because you don't know when it's coming back, you know, and, yeah.
You gotta come up with somebody that's maybe in charge of it.
It sounds like you could ask the Legion if they purchase them.
Right.
Maybe they want to be in charge of.
Of whoever uses it,
I
that
don't know.
they'll have somebody come in and the
Well,
next
the
day.
thing is, they don't rent it from the Legion, they rent it from the Legion to build it, you know. So, you know, every time there's a function, there's a Legion, you know, the Legion needs to go over there and say, hey, you know, you gotta do this and that.
Well, if we do it, we need to come up with a fee no matter what, where it can't be waived.
All right, we need to come up with something.
Something that, you know,
Is that something you wanna work on, or?
yeah,
Come up with, and,
yeah,
yeah,
come up with,
yeah.
we can decide to do it, and like I said, we need to put a fee that can't be waived.
And maybe even talk to Julie about it, and see what her
Right.
thoughts are.
Yep.
Mike and I can work together on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
The other item is, Terry Dorchak came in the other day and asked about the pilot lights in that space. Right now, we've been shutting the door, locking it, and it is quite warm in there, and they are going nonstop, and so he asked maybe that you want to think about not having those pilot lights lit all the time, and just having them lit prior to a function, or having the instructions there for the person to light them themselves, so that they're not constantly running.
Right. And, you know, the thing is, if you're gonna function, then Julie should probably leave them. But if you're gonna go for a month or 2 months, I mean, if you don't need to be on.
what worries me is somebody being, these don't automatically start, neglected, where they have a towel and they just throw it and it lands on top of there.
It's
Yep.
warm. If you touch it, it is warm.
Yes,
Yeah. So they should.
one of those. They should be shut off.
I agree.
And it's one of those, whoever's cooking, usually when they come in for this function, those are the ones that need to be shown how to do it, and they turn it on and turn it off. And one of us can help them, and once we get it going, everybody that cooks on it is going to be the normal person. There'll be exceptions, but that's what we need to do.
Yeah, I think, first of all, we need to make sure our people know,
Mm-hmm.
understand it, and then it's like anything, it's a matter of learning. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
I kind of think it needs to be our personnel that is lighting it, though. I don't know if we want to just let anybody.
I think that would probably be a good idea.
Exactly.
If you do, make sure it blows big, okay? Not just a little one. Yeah, I'll work on that. I'll see. And maybe I'll do some of the lighting and stuff like that if I know beforehand and get a procedure done.
Well, the nice part is we're gonna know if somebody's gonna use it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And if we have to light it the night before, then it would be ready to go. So
Absolutely.
if we get a couple people that the city can do it with, if we got 3 people, I think we're pretty well safe. I would do the lighting.
Yeah.
You know, so in training, we'll work on that, you know, because that's the schedule. Chelsea. She might be in charge of more, like, Jackie was, right? So I'll work with her on scheduling and stuff.
The more that know, the better.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Very good. Anything else on the hall?
One more thing on the hall is, I got approached by another entity that's interested in buying floor coverings. I said I would bring it to the board again, because we went through the whole bid process the last time, specifically for the floor coverings, and our person did not bid. And so, not sure if you're interested in doing that again.
How many people are interested in that? 2 or 3?
One school, another school.
Just one, that's it, the others back out, or?
Well, I did not reach back out to that other school.
Okay.
Well, how much trouble was it to, you
You
know,
have
if
to advertise, there are certain requirements, so because of the value of the $2,500 that we have in our ordinance, a procedure that we have to follow, and so, you have to go through the advertising and the whole procedure that you set up. So just asking if you're interested in doing that again.
We really don't need it.
I don't understand why we're not using them. We spent all that money to have that floor redone, and then everybody just walks across that floor,
The problem
scratches
is,
it up.
is you have things going on there, full trip on it. And what I actually caught my foot on it at one time. Especially the older people that kind of shuffle a little bit, they have a problem with it. I think it's a real pain to clean.
people don't like it, you know, comments that I heard, they like it the way it is. And I think they would prefer to spend more on keeping the floor kept up than having that.
I mean, it's a beautiful floor, people want to see it,
Right.
So,
It's a lot of money to tearing up them floors and redoing them.
yeah, the original floor lasted 4 years. We redid it, so.
Maintenance. It has to be resealed every so many years.
Right. I mean, we had discussed that before where, you don't need to use it unless the city absolutely requires it. What, last year, I think. Even when you have like a dance in there, a wedding dance, you can't put it on the dance floor. Yeah. We want to look into that also. We should probably put that. We talked about going to like a big site, like a government site. We should probably try and get rid of that. Unimog sweeper also.
Yeah, it's how we advertise it on the site. That's what I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I look at that site weekly.
No, but I mean publishing it
Yeah, I know.
to get it out.
Like I said, I look at it weekly. I can research that a little bit.
Okay.
So we'll research that. So. Eric.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Not bad.
You've been here for the whole meeting. Come on, you tell us.
Okay, we're going to start because we have the intake project before you. So we're going to start with that rather than just going through the whole update. But we'll start with the intake project, okay?
Sounds good. So we had the State Water Commission meeting last Thursday, on the 10th, and at the meeting, presented the city's case. Larry had a statement for them as well, and just laid out the city's need for the intake and the request for additional funding. There was a really good discussion at the meeting. We had a few of the commissioners on the city side. They thought it was to give the city more funding for this project, but ultimately they decided against it. So the request was denied for additional funding for the intake. So I think I attached the budget summary. You guys have seen those numbers before, but we're still looking for funding for the project. Where it sits right now, the intake project this year, I would recommend doing an SRF loan, and we could submit that and then go into contracting with the low bidders. I know the city is talked about it a lot with the finances the way they are. That's something that they would have to decide, or you all would have to decide if you wanted to go forward with borrowing more money. But obviously, to reach the funding need for the project, we'd have to look at borrowing a little bit more. Right now, the bids can be held till the end of this month. Talked to both the low bidders that we had. They were okay with giving a 30-day extension from our original 45 days when we opened the bids. So we have until October 29th, it looks like.
You would explain to them why they denied us?
So their reason, if you look at the budget sheet on there, you can see that the Water Commission grant only comes to 50% of the total project cost. Now, in 2013, just to go back, cover a little bit of how long this has been going. In 2013, the city was authorized 50% cost share for the cost of the intake project. In 2014, 2015, the city signed a contract, and there was a legislative increase that same year of 50%. So it moved up to a 65-35 cost share on the intake project. But that was on the amount of money that the intake cost at that time. So fast forward to 2018, we had issues with the river. You guys know we had moved the intake, and there were some additional costs with how we had to design it this time, to having a return line underneath the river from the other side to get to the water plant. So we had a cost increase to the project. So we went out and tried to get some more money, and we did. We got the FEMA grant. So we had federal dollars and over $1 million we got for the project. So that brought our funding up to that $3.3 million plus. So now we're at about 72% funding in grant funds for this project. And the State Water Commission, and the way that they do their cost share calculation, is they take any funding that an applicant being the city of Washburn, has, any excess money that you have would be applied to the cost of the project prior to that cost share calculation. So they take that $1 million that the city got from the FEMA grant, they take that off the top, and then they do the 65-35 calculation. Our argument to them was, what incentive do you give anybody, any city that goes out and gets additional funding for projects, if you're going to take that money off the top of the cost share? You know, the way that we see it, the city showed a lot of, incentive, or put a lot of work towards it to bring the project price down to something that's affordable. And again, we had the item on the agenda. It was a 3+ hour meeting. The item on the agenda that we had was discussed the most. And again, there was some really good discussion, and I thought that we would have had a better chance at getting the funding. But despite all that, that's how they do their cost share calculation. They have it in their policy. We asked for them to consider it anyways. If this could work, then the city would be able to go forward with the project. But like I said, if you look at the numbers there, 50% of it still is being funded by the state, and 22% of it is